a star. Like,
oh, yeah.
chain it up. Like, Jesus, Doctor, is everything fucking resorted to trapping niggas in mirrors? Like,
speaking of time travel, Legend of Tomorrow. They deal with time travel all the time.
that's their premise. That's in the title.
There was one thing that was very strict. You don't fuck up the timeline. You don't change anything.
It's already been changed by the fact that they exist.
Oh, he did it. Constantine's a gay character. He's a bisexual character in this universe.
They fucked Constantine up, yo.
And Constantine went back with the time stone and changed history.
You're not supposed to alter history. What is the essence of your crew? Is to go through time, stopping time villains.
It's to fix.
They are organically occurring. Who's to say that you're supposed to stop them? That is part of the timeline. The fact that man went back in time is part of the timeline, guy. You're altering history.
Yeah, Legend of Tomorrow is the one show that exists.
You got to think about that. Like, if someone ends up going back in time, the fact that they ended up making it to that point where they can go back in time, that is supposed to happen. You're not supposed to stop that.
See, that's what's
supposed to happen.
That was the beautiful thing about Timeless, Channel 7. Really good show.
I remember that.
They made it they made it so that as much as they were changing history, they realized they were a part of history. And I was just like, excellent, thank you.
It's like, yo, you can't alter it.
It's the only way to do it.
Occurred. Like, the fact that you left your timeline indicates that. And then it's like, oh, but that's only if you prescribe to that one. Or if you prescribe to that you're shifting timelines. No. Want to know why? Because the other timeline only exists if that was, once again, an option to occur. You only have the doors there if that's an option. Like, you can't go through one or two if those doors don't exist. Yeah. That timeline can't exist unless everything was supposed to happen that way.
I still love Doc Brown's explanation.
But it's the same thing. But it's
I know, two doors.
It's defining. It's going beyond the visual. It's defining, like, Doc, your building a machine was supposed to happen. Yeah. The whole thing of Biff finding the thing, all that was the timeline for that chain of events. Things didn't go wrong. That's exactly what was. The minute you built the time machine,
they were a little loose at that.
Yeah.
I guess
wasn't like, oh shit, this is an accident that we couldn't have foreseen. You couldn't have foreseen it, but the chain of events that you began the second you built that time machine, the second you fell off and hit your head on that thing in that garage, all of this, Biff got the book, everything happened.
That was probably the moment he returned back to 1955.
That needs to be the end of the movie, where he goes back and stops himself from hitting his head. And that's it. It just ends.
He'll just fade.
No,
but wait, TimeCop.
Not him fade. But I'm talking about, like, Doc Brown. Imagine that's the final answer to the movie.
Marty has to do it because TimeCop
just go back and he was like, but imagine well, yeah, but then
I know it's weird.
TimeCop is the only one that uses that.
It's the only one pushes that boundary.
But what's it called? Because it could be something where it's like he realized at the end, like, he has Parkinson's. Like, you could actually play his illness into it. He's hurt. Marty can't get out of bed. His kids are all wondering, and his kid finds his videotapes and realizes, I have to go back.
Can I take that bus down?
Oh yeah, I have to go. I'll give you a cigarette.
No. Bus down's perfect because where you're at.
The kid will realize, like, I have to go back to stop my dad from ever going back in time from getting his illness. And that's the movie. He goes back. He prevents Doc Brown from creating the machine. And then when he comes back, he wakes up and he realizes his dad is fine. Classic end of, circle back to end of one, where your life is the way it was supposed to have been. Your dad never got sick. Everything was fine. Your family was never broken.
Huh.
He got poisoned by going back in time, and that's why he has fucking Parkinson's.
That's a pretty...
Doc is already dead in the movie, making where Doc is dead. His father has an illness that he can never explain, but then his son finds the tapes in the attic. Like, my dad was a time traveler, and that's why he has this unknown radiation poisoning.
It's kind of scary. I just realized it's been 3 years since that anniversary of 2015.
Yeah, I wish to God I had the ear of a Hollywood person, because that right there, that's a fucking movie. That right there is a fucking movie.
That is pretty.
It's like, it turns out that after all those hijinks, made him sick. Like, it actually is hurting his body. You're not supposed to travel through time. There are after effects. You have transcription errors in your body. Like,
you really did travel in time. They just recorded it.
It's fucking, like, it causes... And Parkinson's actually does mimic the idea of, like, put forward, actually, by science fiction writer Michael Crichton in Timeline. The movie was absolute trash. The book was epic and such a good romp through history. Oh, that movie was hot.
What was it called?
Timeline. The movie was hot garbage.
What was Timeline about?
Fucking time traveling amusement park, basically. It was Jurassic Park with time travel. A company found a way. They were doing some shit with magnets.
Timeline with the Paul Walker.
Yep, absolute trash.
Yes,
the book,
I remember that movie.
Hot fire, bro.
You know what happens with those movies? The budget.
It's too much tech. The problem is Michael Crichton books are always, if you read a Michael Crichton book, even Jurassic Park, it's extremely tech-based. He's more about writing about what is being done than the actual excitement of the scene. Whereas when they do a movie adaptation, that worked great for Jurassic Park because even though he was going heavy in on how the dinosaurs were being made, the movie guys had a lot to work with visual-wise. With the time travel movie going back to period pieces in old France, we've already seen a lot of period pieces. There was nothing new there. See, Humans and Dinosaurs is great, like groundbreaking special effects happening here. Seeing people from modern times go back in time has been done, and done. Even Martin did it in First Night. Like
I can't believe you.
Black Knight, I think, yeah.
Black Knight.
You know what I mean? Disney's First Night was that one with the kid. Where he went back, remember that shit?
Yes.
But
time traveling shows, time traveling movies.
No, but that one handled
Predestination
well.
was
What
good.
their shit was they were trying to create a teleportation device, to solve shipping issues, and they got it to work. The problem was it was never appearing where it was supposed to. And they were like, "Well, are we just vaporizing these things? Like, are they just being sent into a black hole somewhere?" But then it was like they realized it was cool because in the book it was written in as. We thought we had major errors until we were doing an inventory and we realized that we had more than what we sent, which means that the item was sent, it just got received before we sent it. And that's when we realized we stumbled onto something. In the movie, they said that it showed up 3 days later somewhere else. And they're like, hold up, that's time travel. But
that's the Philadelphia experiment.
But the thing is that they realized when they opened it up, why did they realize it was fixed? They found a Rosenthal bridge, They stumbled across it randomly. It only led to Castle Rourke, 1400s, France. They're like, all right, what can we do with this? They're like, all right, this is completely useless for shipping, but they were trying to do it so they can open up a tour. So that rich people can pay. They'll be fitted in period clothes so that if anything happens, nothing will change the timeline and be given tour guides who are experts in history. So just like fucking Jurassic Park,